Hey guys, so here I'm not going to make a review about the iconic 1979 Kenner alien action figure that I own, but more about a fantastic book that was sent my way by the author Phillip Wlodarczyk. It's called Hideous Plastic in stores Everyone Can Hear You Scream, and actually in this book he gathered all the infos that we have about the iconic action figure, how it was designed, how it was supposed to be a success, how it failed in stores, and you will have precious informations about how to get one, what are the things you have to look for, but also how to repair it. And what's really fantastic, because as you know I'm a huge fan of Super 7 reaction alien figures, I also talks about other iteration of the alien from 1979 by MPC, for example, from now Gentle Giants and Super 7, so that's really cool. First things first, the book comes with a little cardboard poster, which is really nice. And well, let me show you more about it. So, as I was saying, you will have first the story of the figure, which is likely gonna be the most interesting part for people who don't know much about it. Then it will describe in detail the action figure, how it's made, how it works, the articulations, then give tips about what you have to look for if you want to get one, because this figure was supposed to be made like 10,000 copies, and now we know, I saw the post by Phillip yesterday, that it's more likely 100,000 figures that were produced, so that's really cool. Then there are tips to repair the figure, maintenance considerations, and as I was saying, the descendants of this figure. So well, you have the introduction. Philip also gathered really cool photos from magazine back then featuring infos on the toy, even the catalog shots showing the figure discounted because it was terrifying the parents, scaring the kids, so that's really cool. And well, a thing which is fantastic is that, as I was saying, it describes the success of the Jaws board game back then and the Star Wars action figures. And he mixes information on these two successful toy lines to explain how Kenner thought it would be fantastic to make toys from the creature and this movie. And well, so you see here the comparison with the Jaws shark. You even have factory photos. And something which is fantastic, it includes some kind of brochures in it. The first one is actually what was given to the store retailers back then to tell them that this movie was gonna be a huge success and that you had to pre-order the figure because it would sell too fast. And the design back then was confidential, so you had no picture of the creature itself. So people were blindly buying it, relying on Star Wars success. So very interesting. The other thing which is included, on top of drawings made by the Kenner designer after going to the set of the film, is that you have the iconic poster. Let me just find it. So many pages of interesting stuff, believe me. Worst case, I will find it somewhere in the book. Yes, it's there. So this is the poster that you have coming with the figure. It's, of course, a bit smaller. But well, let's go back to where we were. So it describes all the success of Star Wars and Joseph was saying, explaining how confident people were with this action figure and how the lack of production on Star Wars action figures made Kenner build and assemble this figure way before the movie release, thinking the stock would just like melt away. And of course it didn't happen, mostly because of the writing of the film. And well, so there's also awesome Christmas pictures of kids back in the 70s, so that was also a great addition to show how people love this figure and how for some of them, lucky people, it dates back from 41 years ago. So well, so you have this first part. It talks also about the other items made in 1979 with the differences on the skull of the creature and on the logo that was likely judged too scary. But well, not showing too much. As I was saying, the drawings, and then description of the figure, even details of the mechanism. That's really fantastic. And it's a very smart mechanism, by the way. So well, just trying not to show too much, and then you have this part on adding one to your collection, which is very interesting, because it talks about the type of tape you have to be looking for, if the arms of the figures are still attached. It's really helpful. And then, because the figure is, of course, old, you can have the mages. And that's where the things come really interesting, because he explains how to repair it, how to find the right screws. And, well, just let me find this, because it's really cool. In repairing the alien, a page which is fantastic. So, as I was saying, he really gathered information on how to repair it for cheap, which is very interesting because, as you know, the figure is now quite expensive. And Phillip is based in Australia, by the way. So, well, let me find the page on the leg. I think it's a fantastic page here. So you see the articulation was broken. So he filled the inside of it, then polished it, and created his own articulation with simple plastic parts that he cut. And thanks to this very smart mechanism, he was able to fix it. And it's full of details like this. It's really interesting. And actually, it gives me the will to buy another one, even damaged, and try myself. So that's really cool. Finally, because as I said, I don't want to give too much about it. So you have also maintenance consideration about how to clean it, for example. But the more funny thing is that he talks about the descendants of this figure. So as you see, you've got Kennard, Secuda, Alcyon. You've got really great details. Let me find you the iconic thing. The iconic. At least it's iconic to me. The release of these Super 7 figures. Here we go. With the fake prototypes and everything from Super 7. And the iconic first releases. So that's... I think I own all... I own all of the Reaction Alien figures. Alien Creature, not all the characters in Metallic Edition and stuff like that, but you really went into deep detail for that. So that's great. And actually, in the end of it, you even have something very interesting. If you can't buy the iconic Alien by Kenner, it gives you a size chart of all the figures that are really close of it and the sizes. So that's really helpful as well. So well, what can I say? I really enjoyed reading this book because, as you know, I'm a huge fan of the retro Kenner Alien items. I mean, there are not too many of them, but since Super 7 added them, and since now other companies are doing homages to this iconic packaging and so on, you really have plenty to have fun. And it was a blessing to discover all these behind-the-scenes stories about this figure. And actually, a funny story, I just moved in a couple of weeks ago, and I had to, move all my figures and action figures. And reading this book made me so scared about transporting this 41-year-old action figure. I had nightmares, I couldn't sleep, it was like, I was really stressed. And hopefully I received this awesome acrylic display from Pier 1 Displays on... PR Displays 1 even, on Instagram. They made fabulous things and it really helped me to carry the figure. And hopefully, reading the book, I also chilled a bit, thinking, okay, it's a very solid action figure, even if it's old, so things should be fine, and everything was fine. So just to give you an idea, as you can see, this alien is a really good action figure. You have no decoloration of the box, you have a bit of bending in the edge, but honestly it's a really good condition. So well, I really want to say a huge thank you to Phillip for sending me this book. It's honestly, if you're a fan of Alien and of retro stuff, I mean, it's a must-have to understand well why basically we only had real action figures of the Alien, modern ones at least, back in 2004 and not before. So well, if you have any questions or requests about it, don't hesitate to contact me on my pages.